Okay, part 3 is using the pastels. The pastels are new to the catalogue this year, and I had actually never really ever had a go with them before, I must admit. They were quite new to me, and I've only really used them a couple of times, but they are so versatile. You can do so much with them. They're on page 126, and they come, this is them here. You can see I've used the green quite a bit. They come in, let's see, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. Now there's quite a bit you can do with them. So let's start off with the silicone matte, and we'll do a little bit of watercolouring because that will take a little while to dry. And all I use is my Pick Me tool and the spatula for this. Firstly, actually, before we do anything, I'll just show you can actually use them straight, as it were. So you can colour in or draw as a pastel was made to do. But there's so much more involved. So let me just get rid of that. Don't want that getting on anything. So I'm just going to use this and scrape. You don't actually need much when you use, that's Night of Navy, but it doesn't actually look very Night of Navy, does it? So this is Coastal Cabana. Let's use that one as well. I'll just use the two. And it's the same. I'm just going to use my brush, and it would be the same as though you were picking up ink. I'm just going to wet it, or wet my paper first, as you would do. This is shimmery white, and then just wet the pastel and add to your paper. And the more water, obviously, the more it spreads. And we'll grab a bit of this colour. And you can just blend it through. Get rid of this one. And that dries beautifully as well. And you can create something with that. You can use it to die cut. I have got a card to show you where I die cut something and used that. Okay. So there's that one. I'll let that dry. Now another technique that you can use is called the popping technique. So all you do, I'll just use a little bird stamp for this one. You use Versamark. Ink up your image in Versamark, and then pop it on to your paper like so. You can't really see it, obviously. And then you just grab your, you grab your dauber. So I'm just using a standard dauber and picking up some of the powder. And this is called the popping technique. You're just going to dauber onto your paper over the Versamark, and then I just use a stipple brush actually to then wipe off the excess with that. So let me just wipe that. So you just do that and you get off the extra powder, and it only sticks on to where you've put the Versamark. Isn't that beautiful? Just so stunning, absolutely stunning. Okay, and you can also use it to, I'll just do a little bit more of this Night of Navy. Where is my, oops, I don't need that much. As I say, a little bit actually goes a very long way. You do get very messy hands with this, but creativity is always messy, isn't it? I'm just going to use a stencil, and you can do the same as you would with now I think I've got this out popping on here, just adding your powder, just wet, a little bit wet. I've just left the wet stuff over there, and I'm just taking a little bit of the wet, not a lot. I don't want it to run or be watercolor. I just want to add just a smidge. And add it on there. Do the same with this color. That's a bit much water. I just want it, you mainly want it dry, but just a little bit of dampness, and that's all. There we go. And once again, you have extra powder, and you just, this is a stipple brush. It's just like a wide fan, and you can just use it like that to get all the extra powder off, and then you have your pattern from the stencil. Perfect. Another way to use this is using your blender pen, and you can just take directly from the block. So we could just take that directly from there and colour something in with it. Though it does dry your pens out a bit, because the chalk, obviously the pastel is quite dry. But if you want to be doing something more precise, that is absolutely perfect. So fantastic and different ways to be able to use the pastels. I'm sure there are so many other ways you could use them, but this is just one, three ways actually, three ways that you could use them. The popping technique, the watercolor, the popping, actually no, four. Watercolor, popping, stencils, and using it with the water blend. So another amazing way to get colour on your project. That sort of thing is just for using for stencils, or you could do a more precise watercolour, or you can use your pastels direct. So that's 5 ways. So I've just done one card really using the pastels, which I will show you, and I have used a few ways on this card. So let me just grab these out of the way so they're not in your... So this one is using the stencil on the background with the 2 different greens, and then this big leaf image has been watercoloured and then die cut. So the different shading and the different colours come out really nice when you're cutting something like that, a big leaf out. And this has been done, both of these have been done with the Versamark and the popping technique. So very, very effective, and just one other way to use your colouring tools, the pastels. Fabulous.